Hello everybody, welcome to IxSHE by Nekonyansoft. This game just came out a little bit ago. I haven't really got around to getting to it. This you can buy this on Steam and their store page. It's $30. Information will be below as always to purchase the game. And let's get right into it, shall we? This has no controller support, sadly. I wish it did. That's okay. Looks like a beautiful game. I love the artwork. This game was provided to me by Nekonyansoft, so thank you for that. 17th title. Wow. That's good. So many visual novel developers sadly are going under, and it's a shame, but it's good to see, you know, success out there. October 1st, 21X. On this day, one of Kensekin Academy's century-old traditions has finally come to an end. The ban on romantic relationships. You can't date in school. Of course, I'm sure that would just make people want to date even more. When you tell someone not to do something, it just makes them want to do that thing even more. It fell at the hands of one brave man who stood up and fought against this anachronistic tradition. This man is our hero, the central figure of our story, and incidentally, the current student council president. Ooh. That's me. That's not really me. That's me in the game. He is a second-year student, and his name is Ninomiya Hajime. Hajime. To all of us in the student body eagerly awaiting the abolishment of this romantic prohibition, he is our savior, and he will surely be heralded for generations to come as the people's champion. Surely. This is the school paper's special coverage on Student Council President Ninomiya. Man, the response really is blowing me away. The ban was only lifted yesterday, yet there already have been a special report out on me. I know I'm amazing. Thank you for, reminding that and reinforcing that. Unable to fully mask her true self, Yamabuki Yoshino. That's their heroine quirk. They all have quirks. But that's what makes people special. It's the quirks that make you love them. Guess I wasn't just imagining those stares I felt on me. I'm curious though. What are people saying about me? Oh. They want to know if the president is, has his eye on anybody. And what else? You and I what? Fencing team president. You have no eyes. My god, man. Are you okay? Oh, hey, how are things going with you guys? Fencing's got to be difficult if you can't see. It's the president of the fencing team. I recognize him from the extracurricular meetings we regularly hold. I like those outfits. Those uniforms are really nice. I can imagine. Nothing makes a man more motivated than showing off to impress a woman. Really, that's great to hear. It makes me glad I work to fix things. Now that you can date again, there's reason to actually, try to pursue women. Oh, you have your eye on anyone? You win the tournament, maybe you could give me a shout out during your victory speech, eh? I mean, I don't know if it's a great deed, but you know what? Sure, I'll take it. Why was he grinning near to ear at me? He knows I was just kidding, right? Home Ec Club Girl A.
二宮くん、ちょっといい？
And B. Oh, am I free? I don't know. I'm a little busy right now. At the moment, I don't know. I turn around. This time I'm greeted by a group of girls I've never even met. My God, they all have no eyes. It's an epidemic. I've been meeting a lot of new faces these past 2 days.
今のフェンシングで全国3位の人でしょ？
Wow, really? That's actually amazing.
そんな人が頭下げるってさすが会長。やっぱり顔広いんだ。
I mean, we get together for meetings. I wouldn't say I really know him on a personal level, but you know, we just happen to know each other. On closer inspection, I seem to recognize one of them from the extracurricular meetings. Are you all in the home ec club?
会長に感謝の気持ちを伝えようって
What'd you make
みん
me?
なでお菓子作ったの。
I'll never turn down a cookie.
みんなそれぞれ気持ちを込めた手作りなんです。
Ooh. Oh, why, thank you. I feel kind of bad, though. I don't have any sort of return gifts for you girls.
いやいや、こっちこそ。恋愛解禁はみんなが待ってたことだし。それに部長も言ったじゃん。私たちの感謝の気持ちだって。
Oh, well, thank you. It would be rather rude to decline a heartfelt gift, now wouldn't it? Alright, I'll take the sweets. Thank you so much, girls. I really appreciate it.
ああ、ちなみに。
Oh, here it comes. Wearing a coquettish grin, the club president smoothly enters my personal space. Yes?
二宮くんって今狙ってる子とかいる？
Not particularly, no.
でもさ、恋愛を解禁にしたかったってことは彼女は欲しいんでしょ？
That's not necessarily true. I think people can work for causes that they don't necessarily benefit directly from. In fact, I think that would make their, their support even greater. Well, of course, going to school at this wonderful academy and leisurely enjoying my days with a lovely girl by my side. I mean, who doesn't want that? This was a life I longed for.
わかる。ここ雰囲気はめちゃくちゃいいもんね。
Yet, upon enrolling, they had the nerve to tell me that romantic relationships were banned. I'm only young once. I'll never be able to experience a sweet, youthful romance if I miss my chance now. Don't you all agree?
私もだ。彼氏欲しいです。
As I give my impassioned speech to them, I'm suddenly reminded of the student council election.
でしょでしょ。だからね。みんなはただの感謝の気持ちかもしれないけど、私のは本命ってことで。
Is that so? Not sure I follow.
またまた恋愛解禁で本命といえば。
You want us to date? Is that what it is? She's using these sweets to confess to me? My God.
部長だけずるい。二宮くん、私のもそれ本命だから。はあ、そう言ってる自分だって。二宮くん、私も本命ってことでよろしく。
Oh dear, this is going to be very confusing.
先輩、私のも本命ということでお願いします。
It feels like I'm playing the Neko9 cafe game again.
当然私も本命だから、クッキーにあれ入れといたわ。
You've drugged my cookies? You have to tell me these things.
ラブレター。
You put a letter, you baked a letter in the cookie? What is this supposed to be, a fortune cookie? Call me old-fashioned, but I feel like love letters shouldn't be delivered inside of edibles. Anyhow, I accept the various cookies, chiffon cakes, and mandolines, and the girls then leave smiling and waving their hands. I was basically forced to take all these baked goods, but, hey, they look pretty delicious, and I'm never gonna turn down free food. Sorry about the interruption, Yamabuki. What were we saying?
いいえ、別に。女の子たちに囲まれてずいぶんと楽しそうだなと思っただけですから。
It's not like that. You're not mad, are you?
いいえ、まったくこれっぽっちも。
I think she's mad. She's giving me the angry eyes. Why are you glaring daggers at me? I think the vast majority of people would associate the look you're giving me right now with anger.
そんなこといちいち気にしないの。ほら、みんなが来る前に早く生徒会室行くわよ。
Right? I catch up to Imabuki and follow behind her. Man, this campus is beautiful. Look at this. So nice. I present to you the Kensiken Academy's Student Council Room. It's pretty nice, right? Right. Boasting a wide and spacious interior, this room is fit with decor that accentuate the school's magnificent English architecture. The elegant furnishings and upholstery are a grade above those you might find at any normal school. The plebe schools, as we like to call them. Then again, our school is pretty normal, all things considered. All this stuff is really just for aesthetic purposes. It makes it look good. You know, form over function. This isn't an academy for the elite and wealthy, even though it may appear that way.
Halloween?
Oh, that's right. It's almost Halloween, like in real life too. It's September. Halloween party. That's not on the agenda today. Didn't we already shelve the budget sheet last time? I suppose you're right. Early bird gets the worm, as they say. No, you're very clearly talking to me, though. Fine, the documents are on top of that shelf over there in the cardboard box. Knock yourself out. You don't have to keep reminding me. Actually, Yamabuki, can I ask you something? This might sound a little presumptuous of me, but you weren't jealous of those girls earlier, were you? Seemed like you might have been a little jealous. No way, right? I'm sorry, stupid question. Well, given your reaction, I kind of assumed maybe you were. Why would I even think that? That's out of the question. You don't need to shout me down to prove your point. What, my campaign to turn all the water fountains into soda fountains? That one was actually very popular in the polls. Okay, my campaign promises to lift the ban on romance, whereas Yabuki's touted that romance was entirely unnecessary and a distraction. She's an ice queen, is that it? I see. But until she falls in love, then it's like the best thing in the world, right? Of course I haven't. You still hold that position too, don't you? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you might be a little jealous sharing me with other people. Wait a minute. I never said anything about you specifically being in love with me. I did not trick you into anything. She was jealous. You're right, you're not sitting, you're standing. Why is she acting like I did something awful? I didn't really, did I? Is she really just gonna run away from the subject that blatantly? She carries over a small stepladder and places it next to the shelf in question. Even standing on the top step, however, she has to stretch herself to reach the documents. Careful, it might be too heavy for a girl. Let me get it. That is very sexist. We shouldn't have said that. She can be surprisingly stubborn, individual. Yeah, whatever. Just pass them down to me, okay? Well, now I kind of have to, don't I? I'm joking. I'm sorry, I'm joking. You're supposed to say, no! Don't just grunt and get embarrassed. I told you so. Look, if it's too heavy for you, just let me get it. All of a sudden, her spine straightens and she lets out a tiny shriek. Are you alright, Yamabuki? You didn't hurt yourself, did you? What's that? Don't tell me you threw out your back at your age? Oh no. Spiders? I hate spiders. She pivots and flings herself to the floor in a matter of milliseconds. And this is why you should have let me handle it. But that aside, forgot about a peek. This is full-on exhibition. Though still rather unfortunate for her, I guess you could say she's lucky that I'm the only other person here right now. Well, where do I look? Yamabuki-san? I have no clue. You probably scared it off somewhere. It's, you know, it's more afraid of you than you are of... You know what? Maybe that's not true in this case. It feels like I'm having a conversation with her ass. Very awkward. I'll get a tissue for it if it shows up again. Anyway, you should probably get off the floor before the others get here. This would be very hard to explain to anyone who walked in right now. Took you long enough. She gingerly moves a hand toward her rear end to check and see. And of course, her fear comes true. Well, would you have a look at the time? Gotta get ready for that meeting today. Sorry, don't mind me. I was just talking to myself. You're one to talk. God. She jumps to her feet, backpedaling furiously. Face beat red, she repeatedly pulls down on the hem of her skirt. I can't tell if she's mad at me or mad at herself, but either way, I can't let this lead to any weird misunderstandings. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I wasn't trying to look on purpose. What? I quickly turn my head and the last thing I see is the cardboard box atop the shelf falling down towards me. I think I'm dead. This is game over. What happened? I opened my eyes to a familiar setting. I'm still in the student council room. Shikichi. Why am I sitting in the chair? I was sleeping? In this chair? What? I try to recall the events leading up to this. I certainly remember getting a gratuitous flash of Yamabuki's panties. After that, I think a cardboard box fell on me. Ah, Oba's cute. Oba's here. Why wouldn't she be here? Isn't she part of the council? Cold tea. Oh man, I want some cold tea. Thank you. Couldn't have been a dream, could it? It did seem a bit too good to be true. She mouths an apology at me, red in the face and gesturing frantically. After that, I finally noticed the cardboard box resting on the floor. It wasn't a dream. I feel for Yamabuki. She must have had to move me into the chair after the box knocked me out cold. I could have been dead, sitting in this chair, and they would have been like, oh man, he's just sleeping. Look how hard he's working. Until I eventually start to stink. So, oh yeah, all the sweets. Some girls from the home ec club gave them to me earlier. I've got tons. You want them? I'll share them. I can't eat all this. I mean, I could, but I'm not that greedy. Ooh, Yui's cute too. Oh my god, all these girls are so cute. I mean, childlike and mature. Kozuka Yui. Yeah. And like brother, like sister, I guess all the guys can't get enough of you. The other council members from Ishikihama have quickly trickled in while I was passed out. As a matter of fact, I did hear Yamabuki call out to a number of them. You might be asking, well, what is Misakihama Academy? Well, that's the name of our sister school located here on the same island. We're on an island, you know. Like Japan. Japan is an island. But it's a small island. Most of the students from Isakihama continue their education here at Kensiken once they graduate. Okay. Incidentally, I never went to Isakihama. Those, like me, make up a small portion of the student body. Alright, getting down to business. In addition to our usual council activities, we'll also need to start discussing what will be happening now in the wake of the romance ban being lifted, as you all are aware. I know our Misakama council members will be retiring from their positions in a couple of months, but until then, I'm counting on your help. Excuse me? Pipe down, you. That's our sister? Oh, okay. Yeah, so tone down the attitude a notch, please. That's not a compliment, Yamabuki. She's the acting president? Well, what are we then? Christmas I'm working on Halloween here. One holiday at a time, please. Yep, it'll be here before we know it. It's after the Halloween party, after all. That's how the days go, usually. I know the finish line's in sight for you guys, but I hope you'll still keep working hard until then. There's still a lot to do. The student council elections at Kensaiken take place in June, right before the athletic festival. Misakihama, on the other hand, holds their elections in December, right before the Christmas party, so our terms overlap for roughly about 6 months. The system allows us to jointly plan school events and ensure that both sides get equal opportunities to lead. I like that about that. What's more personal than school? Oh my gosh, you're so annoying. Kozuka, be honest. You just brought Aoba on because you knew she'd get herself up to no good if you didn't keep her under your supervision. Mm-hmm. Good, you can have her. Kozuka always maintains a cool and calm composure no matter the situation. She has a certain air of maturity about her. It's odd because the personalities are polar opposites, but she and Aoba actually get along quite well. Alright, well, let's start by discussing the current state of affairs. It's been 24 hours since the ban on romantic relationships was lifted. People are already making out in the halls. What do we do? Yeah, I'd imagine so. You've got all these suppressed feelings finally able to express themselves, you know, and people are just gonna go nuts. 30-year Yuki Senpai. Oh. I'm not surprised. She was Miss Kensaiken for 2 years running. After all, most of the guys here would jump at the chance to date her. They'd jump multiple times, actually. Our student council secretary, Hakuwa Sokichi, writes the name Yuki Senpai on the whiteboard. Hakuwa and I are actually part of her fan club, because of course she has a fan club. It's Japan. Must be nice to be so popular to have people just falling all over you to be with you. I mean, sure, there's downsides, but having that kind of attention, you know, must be pretty nice. In just 2 days? My god, jumping the gun a little, don't you think? Oh.
そっとしといてほしいっす。
Damn it, Shokuichi. You confessed to her? You know the rules of the fan club, man. Breaking that means you'll be kicked out.
会長さんよ、男にはやらなきゃいけない時ってもんがあるんすよ。
And what is that exactly? Speaking of Yuki-senpai, she's so far out of my league that I've never really even spoken to her. At all. In that sense, I guess Akua and the other guys who managed to confess to her deserve some level of respect for having the balls to even try. Right? At least they tried. Yeah, they got shut down, but at least they had the courage to do it. Not to unintentionally diss him or anything, but I wonder what kind of guy would be Yuki-senpai's type.
とにかく気の緩みが風紀の乱れにつながるんだから。
You're absolutely right. By the way, Hakuwa, is Hozubi-sensei running late or something? I mean, where's our treasurer? We've got money to spend, and I need it. I need them.
先生なら会長が寝てる間に顔出して、今日は忙しいからってすぐ戻ったっす。
She was busy.
いつものことっすね。
Damn it.
ちなみに会計は寝てる会長の代わりに
What?
リン先生に拉致られたっす。
Boy. Sorry, guys. I'll bring some of my special smoked meats next time as an
マジ
apology.
っすか？俺ささみがいいっす。筋肉にはタンパク
Ooh,
質。
that actually sounds really good.
会長、白亜くん、ちゃんと聞いてますか？
ごめんなさい。反省しますから。もう痛いのは嫌っす。
まあ、山吹先輩、そのようなことを日常的に。
I think she gets off on that.
ぶたれたくないから私もいい子にする。全然個性的じゃないよ。ちょっと待ってよ。っていうか、白亜くん、これじゃ私が普段体罰加えてるみたいじゃない。
作戦通りっす。
All according to Kikaku. We can hear you, you know.
この方、クズですわね。確信した。結城先輩、この人振ってくれてよかった。
Sorry, man. Aqua staggers backwards into the corner of the room and then collapses to the floor and assumes the fetal position. To be fair, pal, you had that one coming. But being rejected by his crush must have been pretty devastating. Yeah, you're and everyone else's crush. He might have been feeling that lowest he's ever has, you know? It's never a good thing to be rejected. We don't like it, but it's a part of life. You're not going to get everything you want. Just accept it. You're going to get rejected at some point in your life for something. You just take it on the chin and you just keep going. When I think about that, I almost feel bad for abolishing the ban on romance. Almost. My actions indirectly led to how many broken hearts? Did I really do the right thing?
まったく。
I think we're overthinking this.
空気を守るため、生徒会役員である私たちがまずはしっかりしないとって話をしてるんですけど。
I agree. I think we can all agree on that. What do you say, guys? For the time being, I should focus on the meeting at hand. The students have wanted this ban lifted for ages. We wouldn't want the school to reverse this decision because of immoral behaviors.
そう。分かってくれたならそれでいいです。ということでしたら、私が取り仕切る限り、三崎浜の方は問題ございませんわ。
Good. Thanks, Kozuka.
お任せください。
Acting president. You're gonna do a good job when I leave. Yuki-senpai might be leading the popularity rankings these days, but Kozuka's rather charming in her own right, so I doubt really she's far behind.
ですが、こうして現状を把握した上で、具体的に何をすればよいのでしょうか。
Well, I had the idea of using the school newspaper to quell any lingering fears. We're going to, control the media. Photography club members who work on the newspaper are pretty enthusiastic about the new school rules as well, because, spicy pictures. So I've already enlisted their help on the matter.
さすがお兄、手が早い。
Knowing a bow, that was probably sarcasm. Probably.
今日も特別号が出回ってましたわね。
Right. They talked about the overwhelming support I received for the campaign promise I made during the student council elections. But there's still a portion of the student body that's against it. They supported Yamabuki instead of me. You know, the Ice Queen. Romance is bad. It's just distraction.
私は解禁を認めたわけじゃないんですからね。
Well, you know, whether you disagree or not, the ban is lifted. You know, it's all water on the bridge right now. You know, you're either with us or you're against us at this point.
二宮君が暴走しないようにってことで会長を諦めて副会長になっただけで。つまり山吹先輩は今でもお兄が邪魔で仕方ない。
That is not true.
いや、それとこれとは。
You're right, I do make life difficult for Yamabuki a lot of the times, but you know, it's only thanks to her support that I was able to lift the ban on romance. I will always be grateful to her. Always.
だから邪魔とかじゃないのに。
She was even acting a bit jealous earlier. I do believe she cares about me in one way or another. Well, getting back to business. Now that romantic relationships are permitted, I'm sure some of Yamabuki's supporters are going to feel like they've been thrown straight to the lion's den. We mustn't forget that not everyone is interested in pursuing romance.
肉食獣。
そこで俺を見ないでくれ。
Yeah, you're no line. You're just too chicken for that.
チキンでもないっす。
Jokes aside, though. Returning to your question, Kazuka, as members of the student council, it's important that we address the concerns of the students and keep them informed. People need to know that we're keeping an eye on things.
そこで校内新聞の話ですわね。
Exactly. Working in conjunction with the photography club means that we can give the students full disclosure of our actions through the school paper. We'll be transparent. Even so, I intend to staunchly defend my position.
会長の言う通り、これは学園側を説得するための材料にもなってるから絶対です。
Like you? Are you convinced?
そんなわけで、明日から取材が入ったりするから、その時はみんなよろしくね。
We're at 33 minutes in. Okay.
承知いたしました。
We've now finished discussing our plans for tomorrow. Since that was the only thing to do on the agenda today, joint council meeting, I decided to dismiss everyone a little earlier than usual. That was a very informed meeting. I liked it.
それにしても、皆さんの前でいきなり送ろうかとおっしゃられた時は驚きましたわ。
Yeah, I mean, I guess I should have timed it a little better.
いいえ、驚いたと申しましても、
What's wrong with your
こ
eyes?
ちらのお話ですので、二宮先輩こそどうぞお気になさらず。
Alright. Hako was already getting strangely suspicious of me. I should be mindful of what I say around others. So anyway, Kazuka, there was a little something I wanted to ask you.
聞いてほしいこと？
Yes.
まさか愛の告？
No. I just wanted your advice on a certain matter as a fellow student council president.
ええ、分かっておりましたとも。お約束ですものね。
Well, you thought I was gonna confess to you? Come on. This isn't your route. Okay, maybe this was too out of the blue. It seems like I placed some weird expectations in her head. I don't want that. That she's gonna, like, wonder. But wait, what was she expecting
とい
exactly?
うことは、声をかけていただいたのも？
You have really gorgeous eyes. Holy crap. Yeah.
なるほど。わかりました。私でよければ伺わせていただきます。
Thanks, Kazuka. I can always count on you. But before we get into that matter, I'd appreciate it if you could keep this a secret between the two of us.
先輩と私だけの秘密。
Calm down.
私は何を期待してますの？先輩は私を生徒会長として見込んでのこと。
Yeah, I can hear you, you know. So she was expecting something else.
ええ、承知いたしました。それでお話というのは？
I should calm down. Hypothetically speaking, let's say there was someone you had a crush on. What would you do then if I asked you to go out with me?
よろしくお願いいたします。
What the hell? That was super cute. I mean, hypothetically, what would you do if you like someone else?
そこは涙を飲んでお断りいたしますわ。一般論として
She wants to jump our bones so badly. Gosh, she is too cute. She'd have to decline. Well, yeah, that's how it is. If you like someone else and someone else tells you that they like you and they want to date you, but you don't have any feelings towards them, I mean, yeah, of course you reject them. Aqua's been down in the dumps ever since he got rejected. I only really noticed because I hang around him a lot. There must be tons of others who are experiencing the same thing. I mean, 10 guys, you know, in 2 days. She's probably got guys lining up to confess. Still, I want to believe that I did the right thing by lifting the ban on romance.
先輩
Well, there's no denying that a lot of students are happy to see the ban on romance finally lifted. But the harsh reality is, being allowed to express the romantic feelings doesn't guarantee those feelings will be reciprocated.
結城先輩のお話ですか
Yeah, I mean, maybe lifting the ban wasn't such a great idea for them. You know, they thought they finally had the chance, and cold, harsh reality of life hit them. If they continued bottling their feelings up, they never would have experienced the pain of rejection. You know, but this pain can help you grow, you know. It's not always about the good times. You gotta have some bad times and to balance it out. Otherwise, you'll never know what the good times were.
なるほど。それを考えてましたのね。
Sorry, I know I'm springing this on you pretty abruptly. I mean, I don't mean to. As pathetic as it is, I need a way to justify this to myself, and I don't know who else to talk to.
先輩
I was fed up with the ban on romance too, of course. But honestly, it was never about me. I wanted to make all the students happy. To be honest, I was jumping at joy on the inside when I heard how thrilled the fencing team in the home ec club were. Yet when I saw how depressed Hakuo was acting earlier, you know, it really opened my eyes. You know, not everything has a happy ending. You know, so I'm starting to think that, you know, maybe I shouldn't have.
はい、そこまで。
I look back up and see Kozuka silently peering into my eyes. Kozuka?
今、先輩が自信をなくされていることは分かりました。私が先輩の立場でも、もしかしたら同じように悩んでいたかもしれません。
Yeah.
ですがそれは全校生徒に確認されましたか？
Huh? Well, yeah, I guess they don't.
でしたら、先輩のその不安を知っているのは私ただ一人。つまりその不安について、私が今の先輩にとっての全てなんです。
What do you mean?
ですから、全てであるこの私が、今この場で先輩の不安を全て受け入れます。
Okay.
さらに申し上げるなら、先輩は何も悪くないと、私が先輩の不安を全て肯定します。ほら、もう先輩を責める人は誰もいなくなった。
Ugh. The knot in my chest slowly seems to unravel. I don't know why, but that smile of hers brings me peace of mind.
自信を持ってください。先輩の無謀な夢に救われた人もきっといます。その人は今頃先輩に感謝しているはずですから。
Kozuka. You're right. Thank you.
ですが、それでも泣きそうになったら、その時は胸をお貸ししますわ。
Really? It's hard to believe I'm older than you right now.
そうですわね。
Yui is pretty cute.
けれどどんなに不安でも、誰かの支えがあることで乗り越えられることもあるかもしれませんから。
No man is an island after all. I agree.
なので先輩が望んでくださるのなら、その時は私が先輩の支えになりますわ。だから先輩は我慢せず、いつでもご相談ください。
Thank you. I'll probably take you up on that sometime in the future.
あ、ですが。いくら私でも、 他の女性に振られてしまったという理由ではご相談を受けかねますので、その点だけご容赦を。
Come on. Just kidding. I'll remember that. It's amazing how she manages to end such a serious conversation on a lighthearted note. With a beaming Kozuka walking behind me, we leave the school campus together. Alright, I'm headed this way. You gonna be okay going home alone?
先輩、それはどういった意味かお聞きしてもよろしいでしょうか。
Sorry.
一人で大丈夫かとはどのような意味でしょうか。
That's not what I meant. Oh, okay. She must think I'm infantile. Yeah, infantile is... she's not an infant. Infantilizing her. Just to be clear, this is not about your age, okay? It's just that you're kind of popular with the guys in my school. They all know you're as the cute student council pres from Mishikiyama.
かわいい、私が。そうなんですか。
After hearing about what happened with Yuki Senpai, I got a little worried that you might get hordes of guys trying to approach you too. Not everyone's gonna have good intentions out there. You know, keep that in mind. That's why I asked if you wanted me to come on.
心配してくださってましたのね。
Well, yeah.
そういうことでしたら、私としたことが突然失礼いたしました。
Nah, that's alright. I should have explained myself better. We've cleared up the misunderstanding, but her face still seems rather stiff.
ところで、先輩はどうしてそのようなご心配を？
What do you mean?
私が告白をされたからといって先輩に不都合があるわけでは、それとも不都合ございますか？
No. Just, let me explain. Okay, let me explain. I can explain. I'd always just thought of her as something like a little sister, you know? Since she's Aoba's close friend and all. God damn it. It's all because I had that thought about her being cute earlier. Now I'm feeling all awkward and stuff. Please, Kazuka.
私も二宮先輩のことは尊敬してますし、男性としても素敵だと思いますし、もしですよ、私が一人では不安だと申し上げたら送ってくださいますか？
Well, sure, I did say I would. Right, I'm just trying to be considerate. There's no deeper meaning to me walking her home. Not everything has an ulterior motive. Sometimes you should just do things to be a nice person. Calm down, Hajime. Don't let the mood get to you. Remember what happened last year. Can't never forget that. Get the hell out of here! Turn around and spot two students from her school, one boy and one girl. The boy has stopped her and seems to have something he wants to tell her. The girl has a large basket in her hand, so maybe she's on her way home after doing some shopping. Wait, I know who that is.
全校生徒の話題そうな目。先ほど生徒会でも話に上がったほど。
We haven't even seen Yuki yet.
結城彩香先輩ですわね。
Okay. Yep. The girl is fan club I'm in, though she's 1 year above me, so I've never really interacted with her beyond watching her from afar. With binoculars, maybe. With a zoom lens. That man with her, however, must be planning on confessing to her. Feels kind of rude to be watching this unfold.
100% 結城彩香先輩は断るでしょうね。
But what if he's not? How interesting would that be? Think so? I mean, he's not bad looking. you know, there's more to a person than just how they look.
正直興味ありませんし、100% は100% ですわ。
I guess I'll have to take her word for it. If I was in a similar position and I was suddenly confessed to by a cute girl, I can't say I'd react with the same composure.
せっかく声かけてもらって悪いんだけど、告白だったらごめんなさいってことで。
Damn it. Alright, here's $5.
そんな、ちょっと待ってよ。まだ俺何も言ってないのに。
でも告白でしょ？なら聞いたところで私の答えは変わらないし。
What if he's not confessing?
はい、というわけで、お話は気持ちはちゃんと受け取ったから、ありがとね。
聞くだけでいいから、せめて最後まで。
At least hear him out. He's a persistent one, alright. Seems pretty full of himself. He's not considering Yuki-senpai's feelings at all.
ですからあの方ではダメだと申し上げたではありませんか。だいたいいきなり呼び止めて一方的に告白する時点で相手の気持ちを考えているとは言い難いですもの。
I see your point.
告白してくれたみんなに言ってるんだけどさ、私ってミス牽制官2連覇中じゃない？だからどうしてもみんなの注目集めちゃうのよね。ってことで、何くんだっけ？まあいいや。そんな感じだからさ。その分男の子の方が普通すぎると君潰されちゃうよ。
The moment he flinches with fear, I can sense that this confession is over with.
たくさんの人からの羨望、嫉妬、もしかしたら恨みの目だって向けられちゃうかもね。だからそんな覚悟の君じゃ私と付き合ったって周囲の重圧にきっと潰されちゃう。まあその程度で潰れる器じゃさ、私の愛も受け止めきれないよねって話。アンダースタン？
Understood.
悔しいけど、わかった。
Yuki-senpai is someone who's adored by just about everyone except for that one bitch in Class 3C. From the guy's perspective, her response might have seemed unnecessarily cruel. But she has a good point. He would be, you know, the envy of like all the other dudes. And maybe some girls. It's a lot of pressure. But that's exactly why it was sincere. You could even say she was doing him a favor by rejecting him so harshly. I feel this brief exchange alone has shown me why Yuki-senpai is so proud of her steadfast popularity.
ならせめて聞かせてくれ。どんな男なら結城さんを振り向かせられるんだ。
Who says she's looking for a guy?
どんな男の人？
Well, I like guys named Hajime. Good question. I'm interested in hearing her answer in this. Just who is Miss Kinsaiken's ideal man?
私を振り向かせるって、そんなの今は一人しかいないでしょ。って、マジで？
For a moment, our eyes seem to meet, but that probably is just my imagination. I look behind me just in case, but there's no one there.
君だよ、君。
I'd like to think she's directing those words at me, but that's only wishful thinking. We're too distant to even be called acquaintances. Speaking of which, Yosiko was referring to Yuki-senpai by her full name earlier, oddly enough. Maybe the two of them actually know each other.
だから、君だよ、君。
Ignoring the distraught guy beside her, she hops impatiently on the spot while pointing in our direction.
先輩、このままでは結城彩香先輩がただの頭のかわいそうな人になりかねませんし、
What, me?
そろそろ反応して差し上げては。
She's talking to me?
そうだよ、君だよ、君。
She comes running over as I point to myself in confusion. Me? No. Really? She was talking about her type of guy.
彼よ、彼。パーフェクトな可愛さを誇るこの私に釣り合う相手。
Oh,
そんな
jeez.
の 彼しかいないわ。
Oh, I'm not used to such compliments. Thank you. I'm flattered. Flattery will get you everywhere, I'm afraid. Suitable partner? What? What? I'm not dreaming, am I? I mean, this is practically the first time we've ever even spoken to each other. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even make dollars. There's just no way the Miss Consecond herself would single me out specifically. I don't get it.
二宮会長、
Is she using me for the clout? Maybe. Yes?
今うちの学園で一番注目を浴びて
She
る
is
女
using
性
me
と
for
い
the
えば
clout. I knew it. That would be you, of course.
でしょ。で、一番注目を浴びてる男子生徒が
Oh.
二宮会長。
She wants to be a power couple, right? Is that it? She can't just date some lowly guy. She's got to date someone who has, you know, some influence. I mean, she's probably not wrong, but still.
言っとくけど、私は自分を過小評価するつもりも、安売りだってするつもりもないわ。その上で、二宮会長とだったら、私はさらに輝ける。
You know, I don't want to date you if you're just using me for your own popularity gains. I mean, that's not, you know, I'd feel used. Okay, let's do it. The smug look on her face suits her almost too well. She's definitely attractive. I get what you're saying, but could you give me some space? You're like right up next to me.
二宮会長、
What?
赤くなっちゃって。もしかして案外、脈あり？
Of course I am. I've had a crush on you for ages.
へえ、意外と可愛いとこあるんだ。
Calm down. I can't let her overwhelm me. I'm the president after all. Well, you know, any guy would be flattered to hear those words from the most popular girl in school.
そういう社交辞令は可愛くないの。
Looks like I managed to get a bit of foothold in this conversation. What about you, senpai? You seem to be purposely avoiding my eyes every time I look at you.
そんなことは。
Then can you look me in the face right now?
いや、だから、それは。やるわね、二宮会長。
She definitely acts like she's comfortable around men, but maybe that's just an act.
ちょっと、いい加減に。離れなさい。
My other arm was abruptly grabbed and nearly yanked out of its socket. Thanks for the save, Kazuka. When I look back around, the guy from earlier is already slouching away, shoulders slumped from resignation.
もうあれ？ってゆいぽんいたの？
Yupon. I had an inkling you two knew each other.
違いますわ。
Okay.
もっか。うちの妹がゆいぽんと仲良くて、たまに私も混ぜてもらうの。そうとも言いますわね。
Ah, okay, I get it.
二宮会長の妹さんとも一緒に遊びに行ったことあるけど、話聞かない？
What? No, it's the first time I heard of that. Damn it, Alba, you knew I had a crush on her. You hid this from me on purpose, you little brat.
で、アーバちゃんはともかく、二宮会長とは実は初めてだったよね。まあ、お互いのことは知ってるみたいだけど。
Oh, I guess so. We're both essentially school celebrities, for what it's worth.
そうね。ということで、改めて。可愛さパーフェクトなミス牽制官、結城彩香よ。よろしく、二宮会長。
She seems very vapid. Fairy tale ideas of romance. I mean, it makes sense, right? Yuki Ayaka. Nice to meet you too. I'm Ninomiya Hajime, the student council president, and the guy who took down a long-standing school tradition, supposedly. Oh, and you don't have to keep calling me president. Ninomiya-kun. It's just fine. I hadn't expected our first meeting to be so unconventional, but I'm grateful for this chance to get acquainted with her. I guess.
それでは先輩方、私、そろそろ行きますわね。
Oh, about what we were talking about earlier, Kuzuka.
ありがとうございます。ですが、うちは少々距離もございますから。こちらまでで結構ですわ。ありがとうございます。
Oh, no problem. Well, I guess I should have expected that. We're not honestly that close, so it'd be a bit strange for her to want me to walk her home.
それにしても結城先輩、一体一食に何人分お作りになりますの？
Upon being asked the question, she glances down at the basket in her arms, filled to the brim with all sorts of different vegetables.
これはお店で使う食材。私が食べるわけじゃないの。そうですか。ではお二人ともごきげんよう。
After one final jaunty laugh, Kozuka begins to walk away. Now that I think about it, that might have been her telling me in a roundabout way to help Yuki-senpai carry her groceries.
これ本当に私が食べるわけじゃないから勘違いしないで
Hey,
ね。
I'm not judging. I know, I heard you. It's for the cafe, right?
そうそう。分かってくれればいいのよ。分かってくれれば。
But just in case, can you explain it one more time? I didn't quite understand. I can tell from her body type that she takes her diet very seriously.
で、私も早く帰らなきゃモカちゃんに怒られちゃう。
Want me to help you carry some of that back?
助かる。なんてありがとう。でもお店のことは好きでやってることだから気持ちだけ受け取っとくね。
Oh, okay. Alright, if you say so.
それよりうちのお店ここまっすぐ行ったところだからよかったら今度青葉ちゃんと食べに来て。
Maybe I'll do that.
もちろんお茶だけでも大丈夫だから。おすすめは
Ooh,
特
coffee.
製のブレンドコーヒー。
Sounds good. Cup of coffee. Sure, I'll swing by there when I get a chance. After that, she adjusts the basket in her arm before trotting off in the direction that she pointed at the cafe was being in. You know, I never thought I'd have such a casual chat with her. As much as I like the basket and this feeling of pure bliss and accomplishment for a little while longer, I can't idle here forever. After a quick check of the time, I set off to finish up the rest of my errands for the day. I think that's what I'm going to stop to. So I hope you all enjoyed it. You can check it out right now on Steam and Nekonyansoft's website. It's $29.99 right now. So if you like it, well, give it a check. Even if you like what I do, you know, like the video and subscribe for more visual novel goodness. I'll see you all next time and have a good day.